Hi there, Candace from C3 Creative. Let's make a bow, Patriotic Edition. And I've been dying to use this ribbon from Law Ribbons, and I got a new ribbon from Reliant in, so I can't wait to do this one. So, and I'll tell you as I go, these first 4 ribbons I sell in my shop. This last ribbon is a deluxe red, and you could just use any 1-inch skinny red ribbon as you complete this. But this one is a Patriotic Toile, which as you can see is beautiful. This is a Reliant Plaid, red, white, and blue. It's actually got a little hint of pink in it, which I kind of like. I mean, it's like an undertone, but I like how it looks. This is another Reliant that I think goes so well with this ribbon here. And then this is a Law Ribbons, and it's just a patriotic star. And then we've got our skinny red, as I mentioned. So I'm going to set all these to the side, and I'm going to start with my biggest ribbon first. This is a 4-inch 10-yard roll. I'm going to drop it on the floor just because it's easier to work with. This is going to be a big bow. So I'm going to start probably with a 9-inch tail. And the way you're going to start this is I measure out my 9 inches on my bow maker. And because these are thick ribbons, I'm definitely using a bow maker. But I'm just going to pinch. And I like this one. It's the M's Bow and Go, but you can get several different ones. You can get the inexpensive one off of Amazon. They have them for as little as $10. They only go to 10 inches, but you know, for starting out, it's a perfect size. So I'm going to start with my tail going up. As you saw, I did a pinch and a twist. So to show you that again, you're going to push it together with your fingers, pinch it really tight, and then we're going to twist it, okay? And then that's when I put it in my bow maker, and this is going to show the pretty side up, and then we're going to make our first loop. And so I'm going to go, I think I'm going to do 8-inch loops on this. And so I'm going to do 8 inches. I'm going to push that down, make sure I'm at 8, yep. And then I'm going to twist this in the bow maker and push it down with my fingers. So I've got this side up, and now I'm coming across on the other side with the blue side up, and then I'm going to measure out another 8-inch loop. And we'll go right here. And then I'm going to be pretty generous with my tail on this because I'm making a big bow, so I'm probably going to do about a 20 to 22 inch tail. Again, we're doing a big bow. Making sure I have, I feel like that, yeah, it's big enough. Okay, so push that down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to match my tail on the other side. So I'm just going to loop this in, push it down again, and then I'm going to measure a tail on this side just to give myself some balance. Now, one of the things we're going to have to look at here is this is what's called a directional ribbon. So it's all printed one way. And when we do our loops, we're probably going to go like this. So this one will go up, which will be in the right direction. And this one's going to go down, and it's going to end up being upside down, which we don't want. So the way you fix that is you just reach underneath and you twist that ribbon around. So I'm going to twist it. So now when this loop goes down, it's going to be facing directionally in the right direction, which is what I want. So that's all we're doing there. It's just twisting that around. And now I'm just manipulating everything to make sure it's going the direction I want it to go. So I'm going up, I'm going down, and I've got my 2 tails. One this way, that's going like this. Make sure I've got it's the way I want it. Yep. Okay, just making sure that we're all aligned here. And then we're going to pull that down. So, and then we'll go in with our next ribbon, which is this gorgeous, gorgeous plaid. My husband tells me I say gorgeous too much. I can't help it. I love ribbon. It's a problem, and I have a lot of it. So, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I was just mashing it down to see where I want it, but see how I'm going to pinch, then I'm going to twist it, and that just gets me a really, really good tight pinch there. And we're going to do 8-inch loops again with this ribbon. So we did 8-inch loops on our first one. We're going to do 8-inch again here. I'm just measuring this out. 8 inches, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Like if you're off a little bit, it's fine. You don't want it to be super unbalanced, but it's not the end of the world if your ribbon is a little bit shorter on one side than the other. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just twisting here again, making sure I'm still at 8 inches. This loop's going to go up this time, so I have this one going down, this one's going up. And then I'm going to measure over here my 8 inches, just like that. And I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to pull this one this way. So I'm going to go up and down in my direction, and this is going to go up right here, and this is here. Just making sure everything's the way I want it. This ribbon is really heavy, so I'm going to put that there to keep everything in place. And then I'm going to cut my tail. And then just like we did last time, I'm going to match that tail on this side. Just making sure we have balance on each side. And if you decide to do this with different ribbons, you just need, I mean, ideally you want a 5-yard roll when you're making a bow, especially a big bow. This is a big one. You're going to want at least 5 yards. So this is another directional ribbon. So this one's going to be a challenge for us. So because this, the way this is printed, I can't start this way. If I did, it would be upside down. So this time we're going to start with our tail on this side. And I'm going to measure this down. And I'm going to pinch it and twist it, put it in my bow maker. Make sure I've got the right thing here. Yep. Okay. So we're going to put that in. We're going to go about 1 inch shorter on our loops this time. So we're going to come across. I'm going to measure out to 7 inches. Push that down on my bow maker. Make sure I'm at 7. Yep. And then I'm going to twist again. This ribbon is a linen ribbon. It's a little bit thinner. It's not as thick as these others, but it's still really pretty, and it's going to really set off the other ribbons. So, and now what we're going to do is, you know, normally I start with my tail at the top, but because of the direction on this one, I'm going to start with my tail here. And because it's going to be our middle ribbon, I don't think we're going to need to flip it because it's going to kind of go sideways. Now, if we decide later that this is going to move, then I will flip this ribbon. But for now, we're okay. And then I'm going to measure my tail on this side. And again, I have to start at the bottom because of the direction of this ribbon. And we're just going to kind of come up here. And pull that up. Oops. Sorry. Alrighty, so very good. Yeah, I love this, how it looks together. I think it's really pretty. And yeah, so if I end up, depending on when we change direction, you can always flip it later. You don't have to do it now. It's easier to flip it if you need to now, but you don't have to. So don't panic if you forget to do it. You can always fix it later. Especially sometimes if you're in the middle of making a bow and you're not paying attention, you're like, oh no, I forgot to do that. It's totally okay. So I think this time we're going to go about 1 inch shorter. We're going to go 6 inches, and I'm going to go up and down again. So we're going to go 6. And about 6, and we're going to go this way and this way. Put this here just to hold that in place. This has probably been one of my favorite ribbons to work with this year from Law Ribbons. It's a really pretty ribbon. They actually have some really unique prints, which I really, really like. And this is one of the ones that I like. And I think they had this one last year too. I didn't use it as much, but I have really, so far this year, really liked this ribbon. Almost done with that roll. As you can see, I've almost used the roll. And then we're going to go in with this red, and we will do, I think I'm just going to do 1 loop. Trying to decide, should I do? I think I'll do 2. I changed my mind. I think I'm going to do 1, and then I'm going to cross over. I'm going to do 6 inch loops again, I'm just going to go this way. Make sure I have that measured right. Yep. Just like this. And I think when I come down here, I'm going to do a small button in the center and have this come down again. Okay, so there is our ribbons all in place. I've got a big zip tie here because this is thick ribbon, so we want to make sure we get all of this secured, and you're just going to fish it underneath here and make sure all of your ribbon is accounted for, just like this. Make sure it's under there. Yep, I got it all. See, it's trying to pop out. That's okay. And I'm gonna pull over, and see how I use my middle finger to kind of push down. I'm using this finger to make sure that the zip tie is on this side of the ribbon, and I'm just making sure over here that I've got everything in place. And I'm going to secure this just enough to lift it out of my bow maker. So just enough, just like that. And now I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to put my bow maker to the side. Now I'm going to slide. See how I'm off center? I'm going to slide this to the center. Make sure it's even on both sides, and I'm making sure my ribbon is stacked up nice and tight like a sandwich. I don't want anything to fall over. So now that I have that, I'm centered. I'm going to find my tinsel tie. This is what I'm going to use to secure this bow to my mailbox, my wreath, my garland, whatever I'm putting it in. I like to put these in here, even if I don't know what I'm going to use it for, because it makes the bow reusable, right? So if you don't need it, great. If you do need it, it's nice to have. And especially when I sell my bows, I like to put these on so that people can use them in different things. If you want to take it off a wreath and reuse it, you always can. So I will always have a tinsel tie on the back of my bows so they can be reused. So now we're going to flip this over, and we're going to pull our tails and get everything arranged and start dovetailing everything. Just trying to make sure I have everything the way I want it. And then I'm going to flip it over again just because I have a lot of ribbon here. And I'm going to, and you know, when they fold this at the top, it used to bother me. Like, I didn't want to cut off these 2 inches, but a lot of times it's defective or there's runs in it. So you just get used to it and it's okay. And then I like to, a little trick for you is, especially with these thicker ribbons, it's going to have little pieces of wire. You can just kind of push this back a little and cut those wires off. And then I take a quick lighter, and I usually do this all at the same time, but then I just singe these ends, and that just keeps you from having wires poking out and gives you a nice crisp edge. So I'll go through and do all these, and then I'll singe them at the ends. I like to make sure that my ribbon tails are staggered in the length so that they, because you want to be able to see them. So I want this one a little bit shorter. There we go. Perfect. And then that one's going to be about right there. So it's got a very thick wire too, so I'm going to have to trim that wire down or it's going to poke out. And again, I'm just fishing my scissors in here, pushing the ribbon back a little, and I'm going to go ahead and singe that in because it's, so 1, 2, 3, 4, get all those done. And then on my skinnier ribbon, like this, I cut it at an angle, so I'm going to cut like that. And then I'll do an opposite cut on this side, just like that. Singe those ends still, just to make sure we don't have any issues there. So now I'm going to cut the dovetails on this side, and again, fold your 2 seams together, you cut up, See that? I caught it on fire a little bit, and that's okay. I'm just going to trim it off. Yeah, it was interesting how that acted when I went to cut it. I could tell it was going to have a problem, which is why I went ahead and singed it. But if you ever do that, you can just take a very thin cut right back over it. I'm going to trim this piece of wire again because it wants to poke out, especially on this one. It's very thick. And I'm going to do just a quick singe so I don't set it on fire this time. And there we go. And then here we go here. Okay. And there we are. It's a little longer than I wanted, but we'll see how it turns out. I'm just going to gather up all of my scraps, put that in the trash, and now we're going to do the bottom tails. So same thing, I like to lay them all flat together because I like to stagger these to make sure that the back ribbon is the longest tail, and then I kind of make each one just a little bit shorter. And that's just how I do it. You do whatever you like, but this is my preference. Perfect. Oh, I want that one a little bit shorter. And then same thing on this side, we're just gonna cut it at an angle. Then what I like to do first is I take this handle in the back, my twist tie, and I'm going to pull my tails out and make sure that I have everything. I like to curl mine towards me. Some people curl them the other way, and that's okay. I like mine curled towards me. So I use my hands and I'm just pulling them and shaping my ribbons so that I have a nice shape to my bow, just like that. So now that I have that, I'm gonna lay this down and I'm gonna start arranging my loops. So this is my button, and I'm going to give this a bit of a twist. It helps to cover up that twist tie as well. So I'm just gonna twist that into place, just like that. And then I've got my loops. Again, I like to kind of have them counterbalanced. So I have one going this way, and I have one going this way. And then we have this ribbon going this way and this way. And then we have this loop going straight across. And then we have these two big loops in the back going like this. So we have this one going. So I am moving this up a little. I think I am going to twist this. As I said, we could do this later. I'm just going to reach in here, twist this around, because I'm going to pull this ribbon up a little bit. So I'm just twisting it the way I want it. Actually, I'm going to twist it the other direction. Doesn't want to twist that way. There we go, perfect. Now we have a nice good twist. And this goes this way. And now my words are facing in the direction that I want them to. This is really pretty. I love this. And then, as we talked about before, we already twisted this one early on because we knew we were going to have it coming down this way. So that one's there. This one's in the right direction. We're good on this one here. This one actually needs to be pulled up some. And this one needs to be pulled up some. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. I'll pull this up because I want to make sure that it doesn't look like it's upside down. And there is our big, gorgeous bow. I love it. I hope you do too. I think this is going to be so pretty, and I love all of these ribbons.